by Sven. Congratulations. First match, first victory in your first best of 3, but it seemed pretty hard fought. What are your first thoughts after that best of 3?
Yeah, I'm really happy we won the first game. It's like the best of 3 of this season. Also against probably the best team in our group, besides us, of course. So I'm really happy that we won this best of 3, and it was a pretty intense series. So a lot of emotions, and people were really happy after we won. So yeah, it's really nice.
It looks very hard fought. Before we jump into the specifics of that game, you guys already said, I believe it was Perks beforehand, well, Fnatic is waiting in the shadows to kind of jump on us. Is that assessment of Fnatic, judging off this series, correct? That they are the team that could be able to beat you if they evolve more?
They could be able to beat us, but I mean, we won today. We won't play them until the week 9, so there's a lot of weeks to improve for them. So personally, I look forward to facing them in week 9 again, because I think they're the team to beat for us in our group. I think it's like kind of us, then them, and then the rest maybe. And maybe Misfits is like in the middle somewhere. Maybe they can be really good or not so good.
Yeah, that's also what our analyst has had as the idea of the group beforehand.
Yeah, it does look like the talent is all kind of shining individually, but their macro is still very much lacking. It feels like they were looking to me like, I won't say cheese, but like hard engages or waiting in brushes, whereas you guys were playing a very clean first game and even in the second game had more control. Did it feel like that in-game, or what were your thoughts?
I mean, Misfits has not played a match for a long time, and they have been in Korea practicing their macro, hopefully. But for us, I think we use most of our time right now trying to not be D2, like try to change our style to macro play and not like C champion, kill champion, oh look this guy, and over chasing and learning how to go back and learning how to take small victories and don't over chase. And that's like, I think, really happy to this game because we won because of macro, I think.
Yeah, one of the biggest failures at Worlds for G2 Esports was that when stuff went wrong, you guys kind of collapsed immediately. Like there's the face check and tri-bush, mid lane tower is following very soon. It is very early now, like Weldon's been there, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks. Has it already had an effect on like, because even today, Perks was dying a couple times in the mid lane. Did you guys feel a different approach to dealing with these kind of upsets?
I think EU scrim culture is always, things go wrong, go FF and go to the next game. And I think Weldon has taught us how to play from behind, or not how to, but to do it in game. Don't FF and play from behind. And today we were behind in both game 2 and 3, I think. And we did a very good job of playing from behind. We made the games very, very long, and he teaches us how to play slow and like small victories, cut losses. Like once things go wrong, just one thing go wrong, and give up something and try to trade objectives. And I think he's doing good at helping us to get small victories here and there, like chip damage in towers, 1 kill, and then go back. And yeah.
Yeah, we just saw a little bit of B-roll of Perks, who unfortunately at Red Buff got cut out early, but as the Fisher was mentioning, he then recovered in the rest of the game. So if you can do that as a team, that is a big step forward. We want to take a look at some more replays. One of this game specifically is the Baron, where you guys did a really good job. And Crepo was praising your Ashe play throughout the whole series, especially the previous game in the Arrows. But
personally, I think if I was really good, I would have carried the game alone by arrows everywhere, but I missed so many arrows. But then again,
the game I was
think
about.
yeah,
this game was okay.
I think every arrow you don't shoot, you miss. So I think it's worth some time just to use it and then hope for the best. And if you miss it, it's unlucky. And then in 1 minute you have it again. So
what was it again? If you only get hit by an Ashe arrow if you don't have a mouse, or
no, that's
Pierce.
Okay,
Ashe arrow is actually hittable, I think, if you're good. But I'm just not so good. But I've been playing Ashe a lot in scrims recently. I think it's more the bowling meta right now. That's all about level 6. You see Ashe, you see Balrus, you see Malzahar, you see Syra, MF.
Everything. Do you enjoy playing against Malzahar support?
No, I don't enjoy I enjoy it like champs that I can outplay the enemy. But Malzahar is like flash, R, and sucks.
Life's over. This call in particular, sorry, I just want to start, like the Iron Call with the brushes. It's really hard for enemy teams to play against. Maybe the viewers didn't quite get it because you can't control ward over. So it was actually, for me, the call that kind of really solidified the game for you guys. Who made it, or was it something you guys scrimmed a lot, or just using the brushes?
I think it was more of a start an Ashe, and then once they TP in, or once some guy comes here, we arrow him, and if he miss, it's unlucky. But one time we hit on the Oriana with Stun and Rumbled, and we killed him. And then we just go for Ashe with the brushes and trick calls, when to stop or when to not stop, and finish it and so on, or fight and stuff. So we just listen to him.
Cool. Yeah. Just to wrap this up, in your pick and ban phase, you did ban out a lot of AD carries as well, and Reckless ended up on Kennen when they could have picked Ashe early. Do you think that also kind of sealed the deal for them?
Like, we just banned Jhin because he's good on Jhin and it's good pick for them. And also, like, after that, after the first 3 picks, they decide what we ban, basically, because they pick those 3 roles, and we pick those 3 roles, and then we just ban the other 2 roles. And in both games, they picked AD last. So we ban 2 ADs extra after the first pick phase. And that's how it goes in most drafts for, I think, all teams, basically. And I think Kennen is a good pick. Sometimes it's good at going side lane and having pressure there. And I think he did very good this game at ganking both. One time, for example, got one tower. He was good at being annoying on the map, which is something right now ADs can't do so well because they're playing Varus, Ashe, immobile champions. So I think he did good this game.
Yeah, definitely.
But if the weak thing about Kennen is that you lose tower to Ashe Syra, like we saw in this game. You get pushed the tower and you get pressured, and then tower is gone. And if we played good this game, we would have 3 towers to 0. But yeah.
Yeah, you say Reckless put some good pressure on the map, but in the end, you guys were able to take over the game. Our analysts also voted you Player of the Series, so congratulations, Ben. That's the first one for you. Caps was also in the race there. He had a good showing for a rookie, but in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I just think especially the arrows in game 2. We saw you hit 2 key arrows when you guys were in base defending versus Fnatic. It's the game you guys lost, but 2 arrows went on the Caps in the middle of 5 people. Were those aimed at? Because we always assume that they were actually aimed at Caps, or were they just kind of shot slightly towards?
Yeah, it was aimed at Caps, but he was trolling in that scenario. Like he flashed in for no reason and got stunned by someone, and then I just arrowed him afterwards, and then that team fight we won if we just kill one guy and then slowly move forward, but we all chased like classic G2 style.
Yeah.
But if
the 2 kills you had,
exactly, we had two kills for free, and then we just had to just back out and be behind, and then we would slowly win again. But we overchased, and yeah.
And that happened. Before we move on, maybe first impressions of Caps. We were very much looking at him, of course, as a rookie on Fnatic up versus Perks. He got some good moves. He got those 2 kills on Rise in the game 2 as well. What do you think of him as a player, and how strong can he be for this Fnatic team?
Oh, so this was the kill you missed, though.
Oh, that was insane.
Yeah, so
pretty
Perks
crazy.
had this in the bag 95% of the time, and this guy flashes forward and forces started aggro.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see this in game, but that really sucks for Luca. Yeah. I mean, it's good. He's a good player. I think he has good mechanics, and some call him like he has a bit of a cocky play style, as in like in your face, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's really bad. But I think he overall did pretty good this game overall. I think he's a
good start.
highly skilled player, but he needs a good team around him with experience that can help him to become really good. Kind of like I had it back when I joined OG in the first time. You need players that know how to play the game from a macro point, and then they can help you not tilt on stage, like. Be yourself,
Yeah, unlock the better players.
It really helps to have veteran players on your team as a new player, I think.
Do you think Fnatic has those players? And then a follow-up question, how long does it take, the process? Is it like, depends on the players, is it like a couple of months? How fast can you become like a better macro player of yourself?
I think in my rookie split, we had Challenge Series first, and then I had maybe 8-9 months of ELCS before I was actually really good. I thought in Summer Split I wasn't that good, but thanks to having Soas, Amazing, Pege, and Mithi, I had so much veteran around me that helped me with everything that was like hard. And he has the same here, I think. He has 3 veterans and Jess who's like a slight veteran in a way.
Yeah.
So I think he has everything he needs to improve, also a good org around him. So I think they'll be a good team soon.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a very competitive best of 3 to start off the spring split. Exciting things ahead. And we also had a game, or a match rather, in Group B to start off the day. It was Origen versus H2K. I don't know how much you caught of that because she was probably traveling to the studio. But Origen didn't look as bad as we predicted, or you did.
The problem is, I think they look pretty bad, especially because H2K was also just really not that great. I mean, there were some statements of this is a top 4 world team, but they changed out 3 players and they were throwing a lot around Baron too.
I think H2K is a really good team. They're our best scrim partner together with Splice, and H2K didn't look as good today as they usually do, but I think OG looked better than people thought. I think everyone thought that they would be a relegation team, but I think today, apart from Hiva, everyone played pretty good, I think everyone showed pretty decent plays here and there, but Hiva was like slight inching it a little bit in game 1 and 2. But I think overall, OGD played pretty good, I think.
Well, yeah, and the stats to prove that, interestingly, around 25 minutes. In both games, they were pretty equal. It was just after that H2K pulled the trigger. So that's a pretty good starting off point if you know that you're up against possibly the strongest team in your group.
Yeah, I definitely like the second draft a lot more. So I think OG could have definitely won that game. And maybe after a couple of weeks of LCS practice, they would have won that game. Game 1, I think, was kind of fake even because it comp with double tanks. Nothing's going to happen in the game until Baron spawns, and then H2K had all the control the entire game.
I think in this game, OG had a lot of communication issues where someone just dies randomly for no reason, like the top 2-2 situation where Rumble overheats in the counter gank, which is like really bad, because if he ulted on top of himself there, he would kill 2 people. And then the mid thing with Wisdom dying to the tower for no reason. So I think actually both teams are pretty good. I think OG is underrated, by people. Showing up this game at least. I think they were pretty good today against H2K. But H2K also played a lot less I mean, a lot worse than in scrims at least, which may have something to do with like them being good in scrims because they're more aggressive in scrims. But
yeah, we can talk more about H2K's potential in just a bit, but I'd like to hear it from one of their team members herself, and let's hear what W1D1 said because we spoke to him earlier this week.
I think we can secure at least semifinals as we did all these splits, because I just think that our core is really good, and depending on how well we will work with our new bot lane, I think we can go as far as finals or even winning. But I think by like summer split, and by the time we already have like almost a year together, I think we will be like maybe the best team in Europe.
He says pretty much what we expected, and then he also said, well, it depends on how good we work with our new bottom lane. So I want to ask you guys about how good you think that bottom lane is, and also if it's the communication aspect that needs to improve, because we had the impression that in those games and the mistakes, it was the fact that obviously they were speaking Korean to each other, but the calls had to be made in English at some point, but that's just conjecture, we're not sure, but it looked like it.
Yeah, I'm just a Diamond 1 scrub lord, so I'm going to refer to Sven on this one. How good are Nuclear and Shay?
I think they're really good. I play against them in scrims almost every day, like at least half of my week is against them and then Splice. So I think Nuke and Shay are not only good players, but also smart players. And although they have no communication, I mean, not much with their mid, jungle, and top, I think they play really good together. They have like, I think they're kind of like me and Mitty. They play more for the team than for like, you know, winning lane and stuff. But right now, bowling is all about winning lane, because first tower is win, most games at least. And I play against them every day, and I think they're really good. They have good mechanics, they have good lane phase, they have good macro overall, and yeah. Yeah,
we saw that today as well, where they're definitely serviceable in lane. But the one Baron, I think, that was stolen by Origen was also a communication error where Jankos had no smite. He called his team to probably stop hitting it, and the two people that actually started hitting it once Maokai went over the wall was the bot lane. So I think communication in H2K still needs to improve. But I mean, it's a really stressful situation. Calling that, I'm sure like it took you guys a while as well to work on like Baron plays.
It takes many games of free lose, like we were ahead, and then go Nash and free lose, and the next game try again. You know, you have to try and see what works for you guys and how you do it, and you can't just expect to go scrims, do Nash, free win, go LCS, free win. You have to like try it out in scrims, what works, what doesn't work, who calls what, and when to turn, when to fight, when to TP here, or you know, so.
And your series today was like intense in terms of like, okay, they can backdoor here, and then in the last game you also had to make a lot of split-second decisions. Well, he was saying, oh, they could backdoor, but will they do it? Did you feel kind of juked?
No, we were always thinking for like 2 minutes already that they have Rise ult, and they're standing in this brush all the time waiting for Rise ult.
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh look, this guy. And then
Rise ult.
And then I was screaming Rise, and I see Ezreal one from Nexus. I'm like, oh no, we lost.
Well, but you had redemption in game 3.
Yeah, we were kind of in a bad spot here because we couldn't really get out of our base, and then we just tried to do something and it backfired. But the important part of the game is earlier in the game anyways, and I think we did a good job of playing from behind this game. Like, we had all the towers for a long time, and we could have won the game, even from behind, so.
And you made up for it in game 3. You guys took away the series. Let's take a look at the standings with our first 2 best of 3s for the year done and dusted, how that settles. The teams will be ranked by series wins, and then the game win or loss is going to break the tie in the end. So G2 Esports is 1-0, H2K is 1-0, but if you were to break the tie right now, H2K is 2-0 and G2 is 2-1. So I think they memed about that on Twitter already, so I mean, very early.
That's not how it works anymore, by the way.
No.
Yeah, they'll never be tied anyways.
No, well, I was saying if these were the teams that were tied, it would be the game win that would break it, but that is, of course, not the case here.
Does it feel good to play best of 3?
Yeah, it's really nice to not have a tie where you get 1 point and both are losers, so I'm really happy that you changed the format. The groups are interesting, but the main important thing is the best of 3. I really hate the best of 2. It was not so nice.
No, it's fine. It's gone now. You can say whatever you want. It's fine. We're happy that you're happy, Sven.
Nice.
There we go. All right, so besides the groups and the best of 3s, we also had our first adventure into the new 10-ban system. So we're going to take a closer look at what was most picked and banned. First up, most picked champs: Syndra, Rek'Sai, Maokai, Ashe, and Zyra. Well, Zyra and Ashe were picked in every single game, and then a lot of Syndra, Rek'Sai, and Maokai. And on the other hand, the most banned champions: Camille, Rengar, LeBlanc, banned all 5 games as well. So not the biggest surprises there at all.
So there are some solo queue trends right now, like the Ziggs in the AD carry position and the Malzahar in the support position. Without giving away too much, because obviously I imagine this has been in scrims. Do you think we'll see any of them in the LCS? Ziggs or Malzahar?
Malzahar, I think, is playable, yeah. But he has many lane counters, so he's a problem before 6 because he can get lose lane before level 6.
And then first tower is very important.
And then lose tower, and then the game is not about lane phase anymore. So you can't make the flash plays so easily. But 6 is playable, but I don't like it so much. I think it's more of a, okay, mid champ is a 1-1 champ, and 6 must have wave clear.
Yep.
So you just play 6, you get your item against mana regeneration.
Yeah, Lost Chapter.
Yeah,
Morello,
Lost Chapter and Morello, and then you just go mid and hold tower.
You swap your mid lane to the side lane.
And mid tower can't fall. We have 6. 6 is impossible to lose mid tower. You just stand there, press E and Q and Q and Q and Q, and then you base, press R, and that's his job, I think, to just stand at back and clear mid tower. Sorry.
Yeah. Really good for mechanical proficient players.
Yeah. Personally, I think in lane it's not so good because you get pushed in early game. You have no lifesteal. You don't have like the same tower last hitting ability without that AD damage.
Yeah.
So I don't like it so much myself, but it fits well in the level 6 meta because you can mouse ult or Sarah root or something, and then 6 can bomb them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in general, you guys, I know you guys practice a lot with the 10-ban system beforehand in scrims, even though you guys lose like documents before because you couldn't for real yet. But then here, how complicated is it, and how much of a change is it to your communication? And do you get caught off guard by the fact that some picks come out all of a sudden, and then you have to, well, think of, oh no, they get to ban 2 other champions? Did it become more complicated playing it on stage than where you have practiced, or was it just as trained as it was?
I think today 2 things caught us guard a little bit. Kennen pick before they picked Caitlyn last game, not Kennen, but also their bans. I think they banned a lot of champs that we don't even play or we don't want to pick. Like we didn't want to pick Fiora or Trundle, Jace maybe, but 10 bans overall is pretty interesting. Red side always bans 3 champs: Camille, LeBlanc, and Rengar, because it's like Worlds.
You don't want to give them over.
It's like Worlds, you know, when Mordekai's on Gangplank, you just ban those champs, and then in the next phase, it becomes interesting because you can choose who gets screwed over by drafts. So you pick mid jungle top, and they pick mid jungle AD. Then one team bans one role, and one team bans the other role because you don't pick the same champs, right?
Yeah.
So you can try to kind of choose what lane or what side you play for in draft by playing one lane defensive and one lane wins. So it's more interesting now, and there's more skill in draft. Once Rengar and Camille gets removed from the game, we can play draft normally again, and then I think it's a good draft system now.
Yeah, it definitely feels interesting. Do you have anything to add before we move on?
I just want to ask if the time pressure, because I believe we moved to 30 seconds instead of 45 or 50. Is that something that's catching you off guard on stage?
No, I think what caught off guard on stage was that we have this new client, and then it's like not one guy banning, but everyone banning. And then after the second ban, we're like, Ewan's like, what? I'm banning? Yeah. And then we're like, what ban? But time is fine, but you do a lot of draft preparation before the games anyways, and we kind of just let Joey do the thing for us. He asks us input about lanes, like, this matchup, is it good for you, bad for you? It's good, okay. Then he says, my draft is this, what do you guys think? And we say, it's terrible. Says,
and you pick it anyway. So
and then he says, okay, and then he changes something up, and we do drafts like Joey against Nico de Pigo, for example, our draft board, right? And then we just talk about what is good, what is bad. And then this is the 5-5 draft with no risks and good lanes, and we choose that.
Well, super interesting. We're learning a lot here, and we have a lot more League of Legends coming this week. Tomorrow we'll be back with two fresh best of 3s news covered. Misfits will be taking on the Giants, and we have the UOL versus Vitality. And Saturday we have G2 versus Roccat and Spice versus H2K as well. So Misfits, the first time we're going to see them. UOL versus Vitality. What are we thinking here tomorrow?
I mean, for me it's Alphari hype. Everybody's always like Hansama, but I'm just excited to see Alphari. What do you think?
I think Hansama has talent. He's kind of like Caps in a way that he needs someone to help him become good, you know. We didn't scream him much, but I think that Misfits is a good team, have talent, have some veterans in Ignar and, what's it called? Kakao.
Kakao, yeah. Depends which Kakao shows up, though.
Yeah, but you're still a veteran, regardless of losing or winning and playing Skyline Worlds. But yeah, I think they are a good team with talent and some veterans and a decent organization behind them, at least. So I think Misfits is like the middle tier team that is either very, very bad or very, very good, or just a middle team. Yeah. Like I think they
accurate.
Right, but I think they can really easily be good or very easily be bad. Yeah. I think they will not be like just number 3.
Okay.
All right.
I think good chance they will upset everyone or the other way, you know.
Well, we'll see what they do tomorrow, and that brings the first day of the splits to a close. Thank you very much for joining us here on the Desks event. Thank you, Krepo, for being in our day, and all the rest as well. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central European Time as the first week of the LCS Spring Split continues. Have a great night.
It's over.
Hey, Locking down and locked him in. Goes Jankos. Hiva is down. First blood.
We have Shindled now, okay? I want to fight.
Wisdom gone in, but it doesn't matter. Nuclear will finish him off. Jankos, no, he's gonna fall, and Nehun right after it, but it is blow for blow.
Hey guys, focus, yeah? Focus.
And over the wall goes Ottawanda. He's stopping Nehun. He goes in. He gets the steal. He steps back. Nehun with the hero play. Can't see much else stopping H2K from taking this one. It's going to be the last Nexus turret. It's going to be the Nexus. And a 2-0 sweep for H2K.
I drink 200 gram caffeine, so I can't find out.
And Barrow onto Caps, a seismic shot, first blood to G2. G2 Esports turn their focus to the Nexus and take Fnatic down. Gets the stun, Caps flashes forward, turns it onto Perks, first blood to Baby Faker.
Oh my god!
200 HP, he's the Meow God. The rest of Fnatic, they back them behind. Sven is down. Fnatic, they're going for the Nexus. Reckless is killing the Nexus. G2 have been routed. We are going to game 3.
AZ gets dropped, Perks is pulled backwards, Soaz lands, and Fnatic gets another kill. Wave Smite is up, amazing, can use it. Not gonna get the princess yet, and Baron is picked up by G2.
It's fine, don't worry.
Soaz gets his dropped. No GA available to him. Jez is running for his life. This is the final fight. Mithy finally goes down. The Windians close it out. G2 take the win.